What's up, spacers? This is your specialist, the Space Technician. In this Space News Roundup, DARPA starts development on its Lunar Railroad, DoD assesses using Firefly for missions out of Earth's orbit, and Russian Soyuz rocket launch was aborted 21 seconds before liftoff. Remember, strapping in is optional, but recommended. DARPA, the Pentagon's cutting-edge research and development agency, has just assigned aerospace giant Northrop Grumman to develop a mind-blowing concept: a lunar railroad. Yes, you heard that right, a railroad on the moon. Can you imagine the possibilities? This lunar rail network could revolutionize the way we transport humans, supplies, and resources across the lunar surface, paving the way for a thriving space economy. But hey, let's take a step back and understand what DARPA's vision is all about. The agency launched the 10-year Lunar Architecture Luna 10 capability study to bring together the best and brightest in the space industry. They want to create a diverse technological framework that will support all kinds of activities in space and on the moon in the coming decades. And guess what? Northrop Grumman is one of the 14 companies selected to participate in this groundbreaking study. Now, let's talk about what Northrop Grumman brings to the table. These guys are no strangers to complex systems and autonomous services. They've got a proven track record of integrating intricate technologies and making them work seamlessly together. Chris Adams, their Vice President and General Manager of Strategic Space Systems, says they're all about creating lasting change for a sustainable space ecosystem. And that's exactly what we need if we want to establish a permanent presence on the moon. So, what exactly will Northrop Grumman be doing in this study? They'll be defining the interfaces and resources needed to build this lunar rail network, identifying potential risks, and exploring concepts for constructing and operating the system using robotics. We're talking about grading and foundation preparation, track placement and alignment, joining and finishing, inspection, maintenance, and repair. All the nitty-gritty details that go into making a railroad work. But here's the really cool part. DARPA wants to go beyond just building a railroad. They want to create an entire infrastructure that minimizes the lunar footprint and provides commercial services for future lunar users. Imagine a wireless power station that can beam energy to the moon base while also providing communication and navigation services. That's the kind of innovative thinking DARPA is looking for. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't this all just a pipe dream? Well, my friends, let me tell you, DARPA has a history of turning science fiction into reality. Just look at the internet. It all started with ARPANET, a foundational node that grew into the sprawling web we know today. DARPA believes that the Lunar Railroad could be that connective node that supports a thriving commercial economy on the moon. But don't just take my word for it. Michael Nyack, the program manager at DARPA's Strategic Technology Office, says a large paradigm shift is coming in the next 10 years for the lunar economy. He believes that by identifying solutions that enable multi-mission lunar systems, we can accelerate key technologies that will be used by both the government and the commercial space industry. And let's not forget about NASA's Artemis program. They're already planning for a space station in cislunar orbit, an outpost at the moon's south pole, and expeditions across the lunar surface. The Lunar Railroad could be the missing piece that ties all these elements together and makes sustainable lunar exploration a reality. So what's next for Northrop Grumman and the Luna 10 study? The selected companies will share their work at the Lunar Surface Innovation Consortium Spring Meeting next month and write up final reports that will be released in June. And here's the best part. DARPA is offering up to $1 million in funding for these studies. That's how committed they are to making this Lunar Railroad a reality. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still a lot of work to be done, and building a railroad on the moon is no easy feat. We're talking about extreme temperatures, radiation, and a lack of atmosphere. all challenges that need to be overcome. But if there's one thing I know about the space industry, it's that we thrive on challenges. The U.S. Department of Defense's Defense Innovation Unit, or DIU for short, has just signed an agreement with the one and only Firefly Aerospace. Can you guess what it's for? That's right, they're teaming up to assess Firefly's capabilities to launch missions beyond Earth orbit. So, what exactly does this mean? Well, let me break it down for you. Firefly Aerospace, a rising star in the space industry, is known for their cutting-edge launch vehicles and spacecraft. And now, they've caught the eye of the DoD, who want to leverage their expertise for missions that go beyond the realm of geosynchronous orbit, or GEO. The agreement is part of DIU's Sine Qua Non project, which aims to provide cost-effective and responsive access to this exciting region of space, known as XGEO. It encompasses the vast expanse between GEO and the Moon, including most of cislunar space. This area is expected to see a surge of activity from national, international, and commercial players in the coming years, and the DoD wants to be ready to support safe and secure growth in this domain. But here's the really cool part. Firefly isn't just going to be launching missions to XGEO. They're also going to be providing on-orbit services with their incredible Elytra spacecraft. These versatile vehicles are designed to support a wide range of missions, from technology demonstrations to payload delivery. Now, how are they going to pull this off? Well, my friends, that's where the trade study comes in. Firefly will be conducting a comprehensive analysis to determine the best way to rapidly launch their Elytra vehicles and support missions in XGEO. They'll be looking at everything from launch vehicle configurations to orbital transfer strategies, making sure they have all the pieces in place to make these groundbreaking missions a reality. But the excitement doesn't stop there. Once the trade study is complete, Firefly will have the opportunity to conduct up to 2 demonstration missions. That's right, they'll be putting their money where their mouth is and showing the world what they're capable of. These missions will involve delivering multiple payloads to XGEO using their Elytra dark spacecraft, with the first missions targeted for completion within 18 months of receiving the green light. Can you imagine the possibilities? With Firefly's responsive launch capabilities and the Elytra spacecraft's versatility, we could be looking at a whole new era of space exploration and utilization. From supporting the growing infrastructure in cislunar space to providing critical space domain awareness, the potential applications are endless. But of course, it's not just about the technology. It's about the people behind it. And let me tell you, the team at Firefly Aerospace is absolutely top-notch. From their visionary CEO Bill Weber to their brilliant VP of Spacecraft, Jana Spruce, they've got some of the brightest minds in the business working tirelessly to push the boundaries of what's possible in space. And if you thought this was the only exciting thing Firefly has going on, think again. They're also gearing up for a responsive on-orbit Elytra mission for the NRO later this year, as well as a study for DARPA on responsive spacecraft hubs. Oh, and did I mention they recently completed a responsive launch for the U.S. Space Force's Victus Nox mission with just a 24-hour notice? Talk about being ready for anything. On March 21st, 2024, the world watched in anticipation as a Russian Soyuz rocket prepared to launch 3 brave explorers to the International Space Station. NASA astronaut Tracy Caldwell Dyson, Russian cosmonaut Oleg Novitsky, and spaceflight participant Marina Vasilevskaya of Belarus were all strapped in and ready to embark on their cosmic journey. But hold on to your space helmets, because things took an unexpected turn just 21 seconds before liftoff. The automatic systems monitoring the launch detected a voltage drop in the chemical current source, triggering a rare last-minute abort. That's right, my friends. The Soyuz 2.1A rocket shut down its engines and the launch procedure was interrupted. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a chemical current source? Well, let me break it down for you. This is a critical component of a rocket's electrical system, responsible for providing power to various onboard systems. A sudden drop in voltage could indicate a serious issue that could compromise the safety of the mission. And when it comes to space travel, safety is always the top priority. So, what happened next? Roscosmos CEO Yuri Borisov announced that the launch was postponed to Saturday, March 23rd at 15 hours 36 minutes 10 seconds Moscow time. That gave the team a couple of days to thoroughly investigate the cause of the voltage drop and make any necessary repairs or adjustments. In the meantime, let's talk about the incredible engineering that goes into these launches. The Soyuz 2.1A rocket is a workhorse of the Russian space program, standing 46 meters tall and capable of generating a whopping 990 kilonewtons of thrust at liftoff. That's the equivalent of over 220,000 pounds of force. The rocket consists of 3 stages, each playing a crucial role in propelling the Soyuz spacecraft to orbital velocity. The first stage features 4 liquid-fueled RD-107A engines, while the second stage is powered by a single RD-108A engine. The third stage, also known as the Frehat upper stage, is responsible for the final orbital insertion. Now, let's talk about the Soyuz MS-25 spacecraft itself. This state-of-the-art vehicle is designed to transport crews safely to and from the ISS. It consists of 3 modules: the orbital module, the descent module, and the service module. The orbital module serves as the crew's living quarters during their journey, while the descent module is where they sit during launch and landing. The service module houses the spacecraft's propulsion and power systems. One of the coolest features of the Soyuz is its launch abort system. In the event of an emergency, like the one we saw today, the spacecraft can quickly separate from the rocket and carry the crew to safety. It's like having a cosmic ejector seat. There you have it, spacers. It was a very interesting week, with news that just got me excited for the future. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to get more space news roundups as we go in to the final frontier. This is the Space Technician, signing off for now, and I'll see you space cowboys in the next one.